Hello?
I always forget that Will turns off the box, even
Yes, he
though it's
does.
getting unplugged. Hello, and welcome to the Lobbycast. This is episode 351, and we're in mid-ish November.
Yes.
Early to mid-ish.
Early to mid. Right before the mid mark.
Most importantly, our calendars are marked by the release of Fallout 4.
Very true.
So it is
all else has ceased to matter since Fallout came out. So
it is somewhere after the release of Fallout, but before the first DLC comes out, however that works out on the calendar.
So that should help you place it a little bit.
Yeah. Been playing a little bit of Fallout 4, Erin?
Just a touch. How about you, Geoff?
Also just a touch.
Nice.
Like
maybe lots of touches. so much touches.
So many touches.
What are we doing?
I was just moving the mixing board there. Not for any particular reason. It was stretching my microphone cord and it was bothering me.
Sorry, it was bothering you.
Yeah, well, you know.
Do you feel better? Do you feel better?
Not really. Not really. I just have one less thing that's bothering me.
Okay.
But don't worry, something else will take its place nearly immediately.
It's not easy being you, is it?
No, it really isn't. No. Let's go ahead and break down the news a little bit. There's not a whole lot this week. The NPDs came out. The Xbox One did pretty well. Not that they're anywhere close to catching up with Sony, but this last month they did outsell the PS4. So,
well, good for them.
Something
doesn't happen a lot.
No, the release of a Halo game that'll do it every time.
Sure.
I guess there are people that wait for Halo before they buy a console. I have no idea.
Neither do I. I stopped paying attention a couple of games ago.
Yeah, so did I. Although I did just buy the new one. It's unopened. It will remain unopened until I find a good reason to open it. It's kind of like my Master Chief Collection. Sat unopened for about 3 months.
I recall that, yeah.
I have this thing about the Target buy 2 get 1 free game thing. Last year I did it, and one of those games is still in the wrapper. And this year I did it, but this year, I had gift cards, so I wasn't really any money out of pocket. And I got Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which I'm hearing nothing but good things about, which I would not have bought because I've been out for a couple of those games.
Yep, me too.
And Unity apparently was terrible, but Syndicate's supposed to be really good.
Okay.
And then haven't bought the last couple of Halos, but I bought Halo 5, and then I got Rise of the Tomb Raider. And I really liked the Tomb Raider that came out near launch for Xbox One. And this one apparently is even much better than that.
Cool. Yeah, it's not that they didn't look like quality games. It's not like they didn't look like anything I'd like to play, but, Fallout.
Yeah, there's Fallout. And last year I didn't have Fallout, and I still didn't open my games.
Yes.
So, but, when you get a good deal on something, you're saving $60.
Harder to resist,
especially when you don't have money out of pocket.
Yeah.
So, because I won $100 in gift cards from work.
Nice.
For special event sales contest.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Hence the gift cards. And then I had a Target gift card that cleared the rest of it. So, anyway, those are games that may, but probably will not appear on my Weekly Whatchas next week.
Or even that would be way too soon.
Or this year.
Maybe not this year. Maybe next year, for sure.
Yeah. There you go.
I will open at least one of those games before the end of January.
Yay for you.
Yeah. I just don't have a whole lot of time for games.
This is true.
Let's see. What else? Oh, speaking of, they are supposedly selling Nuka-Cola.
Yes.
Nuka-Cola Quantum at Target. I have not seen it yet.
Nor have I.
Brick did get one.
Yeah, Brick got one, and I was happy that they're doing that. I know it's just a blatant promotional thing, but it still made me happy, especially since being the Uber nerd that I am, driving through Nevada, thinking about Fallout New Vegas. I just had to do it. I stopped at a remote out of the way gas station and asked the poor lady behind the register if she carried Nuka-Cola, just to see what she'd do. And she told me she'd look into it if it was a promotional product. At which point I bought an actual Coke and left. Made me happy. Nobody else was there to appreciate it.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all about, what makes you happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whatever gets you through those road trips.
Yep. Oh, and there was this other little bit that according to the newest surveys, polls, studies, whatever, women now own more video game consoles than men.
Which is fantastic because when, I've been gaming for a long time and, more and more girls have been getting into it over the years and coming out of the closet. I think there were always a fair amount of girls that were there doing it, but maybe they didn't talk about it.
Sure.
But, we've talked about this, not necessarily on the show, but just, behind the scenes or whatnot, it's been a long time since I've had to deal with going into a store and dealing with a bunch of guys that don't know how to deal with a girl buying games. And that's something that I don't miss.
Right.
I don't miss that at all. And occasionally then there started, when you started seeing more girls working in such stores, occasionally you would all of a sudden, the other weird dynamic I started noticing was the girls would react one of two ways, which is, oh God, I'm so glad to see another female in here. I'm going to latch onto you and not let you go anytime soon. Or they would start talking to you even worse than the guys would because they were so tired of dealing with females not representing their gender well.
Right.
And then you'd have to deal with that. So I don't miss any of that. And it's been a nice watching the change happen over the last few years.
Yeah, I always felt so bad for, there was this girl that worked for me at Buyback. Like a tall, thin goth girl. Worked there. She had trouble with guys staring anyway. But in a video game store,
I'm sure she got a lot of that.
Bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because trust me, for a while there, if you were a girl that walked into a video game store, one of the first questions are you seeing anybody? Oh, I see a ring. Are you married? Literally, they would just be so excited that there was a girl that shared that interest that they would go stampeding right to, can I take you out or something, which is flattering and everything, but a little awkward.
Little awkward. And the last little bit I had is that Jon Stewart has just signed a deal with HBO. So whatever it is that he's doing next, he'll be doing it on HBO.
And we can't wait to see it.
Yeah, whatever that may be.
Whatever it may be, it will probably be entertaining.
And I'm sure he received a ton of money.
I'm sure he did. So
like so much money.
But, he's been doing good things in his off time. I don't know if you saw that he turned his ranch into an animal sanctuary and,
I was unaware.
Yeah, he owns a ranch kind of for quiet time. It's where he lives. And he has enough space where he basically worked with the state and started turning it into a sanctuary for homeless animals and footing the bill himself. So he's been doing good things.
Good for him.
Yes.
All right, what do you have today?
I think I haven't been paying attention to anything because getting back to that Fallout release issue. But so I think the news I have might be a little last week. Eddie Redmayne was named as playing Newt Scamander in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Him, the Harry Potter prequel movie coming out.
Okay, that the very last part of that sentence I understood.
It's okay. It's all right. There were a few people out there that understood me.
Got it.
Harry Potter prequel, yeah. Eddie Redmayne playing the central character.
What's an Eddie Redmayne?
And Eddie Redmayne is somebody that occasionally wins Oscars for playing Stephen Hawking.
Okay. I didn't see that movie.
Okay. Let me think on that a second. No, because for some reason my savantish movie skills just completely failed me at a fairly critical moment. You were
probably overcome by being disappointed in me.
No, it was just my Harry Potter nerdiness just got all excited and out of
okay.
control and blocked everything else out.
Got it.
But anyway, Mr. Redmayne, he was what was that really kind of horrible Jupiter movie that came out recently that everybody
Jupiter
forgot
Rising?
about? Jupiter Rising. Yeah, he was the bad guy in that movie.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Neither did I. He was in a really good movie that coasted under the radar called Black Death. Sean Bean, about whether or not a witch has amazing powers, kind of in medieval times, as the whole Black Death moniker might indicate.
All right.
Wow, I'm just striking out left, right, and center here. I will
actually. I'm striking out.
We'll find something later. Well,
Okay,
we'll let you know later what actually locked this into place for him. Let's see. New pictures of James Franco in 11/22/63, the movie based on the Stephen King novel, have been released.
Okay.
Emma Caulfield, for all you Buffy nerds out there, has been listed as joining the Superman or the Supergirl cast. So,
that show is terrible.
I haven't watched it. I just got excited that she was there. Very sorry. And a friend of mine that works in the movie theater biz told me that Star Wars has actually officially broke the internet repeatedly with attempts to buy tickets.
Yeah.
So he said Fandango has been hit the hardest, but every site that you can possibly get movie tickets off of has been repeatedly crashed by people's attempts to buy these, which I didn't know.
Yep.
So there you go. That's all I got.
Highest pre-sales in movie history.
Ever. Yeah.
Ever.
Went shooting past Avatar by a good margin a while ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no way that this movie isn't going to get the top grossing movie.
Yeah, just by the pre-sales that they're already there. They've got it.
Yeah.
They're good.
Well, you think about it this way, and it's like, I'll probably see it 2 or 3 times in the theater.
Yeah.
I'm one person.
You're one person.
And I'm not even that hardcore about Star Wars.
Right. So you can imagine what the hardcore people are going to do. And I'm sure that's where the money is when you get people that are not only your hardcore Central fans, but everybody else that's excited about it, that are that are screaming, please take my money for the tickets.
I really think that this movie has a lot to thank the prequel trilogy for. If they hadn't been so bad, I don't know if the response to this one would be so good.
It's Star Wars. I think people would be excited either way. Don't get me wrong. I think they're really hungry for good movies after what happened with the last 3. Yeah. So I'm sure there's that component there. But
J.J. Abrams did such a good job with the Star Trek reboot.
I like the Star Trek reboot.
That I think people have a little bit more faith in it now.
Sure, people want to see what he's done.
Yeah, those prequel trilogies nearly killed Star Wars for me.
They did. I think they kind of did for Will as well, because this is the guy that about came out of his skin when that first preview came out. Now, for those of you that don't remember when the first preview for The Phantom Menace came out, or might be too young, cast your minds back to a time before the internet, or when it was just getting started, and there weren't spoilers everywhere all the time, or they could keep something like a new Star Wars movie is coming out quiet for a long time. None of us knew this was going to happen. Now, somebody like me who doesn't really care that much about Star Wars, didn't catch on to what was happening right away, but a bunch of us were in the movie theater, and all of a sudden, this strange preview came on with all these promising sounding clips. Theater goes black, and you hear Ewan McGregor's voice say, "I sense a great disturbance in the Force." Poof, explosions, chaos, popcorn flying everywhere, screams, squeals, and that was just the men.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and there was so much excitement, and then we saw the actual movie, and we were kind of sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I used to watch the original movies, what became 4, 5, and 6.
Yes.
On a fairly regular basis until the prequel trilogies came out, and I still haven't recovered from that. Like, I'll occasionally watch one of them, one every couple of years now.
Well, and one of the biggest meltdowns I've ever seen my husband have over pop culture stuff, which isn't something he gets terribly excited about a lot, unless it's a video game, was I had heard that George Lucas digitally replaced the actors in the 6th film with actors from the first 3 film, like you put Hayden Christensen in as the ghost of, Darth Vader and whatnot. Will hadn't heard about that, and so we were just kind of watching it on television, and he saw that happen. I can't repeat the words that he uttered on air or in the way that he did it,
Right.
but it was not good.
He did not have a positive reaction to that.
Exactly. He was not happy with the changes that he saw on the TV.
Wow.
Fortunately, he wasn't armed at the time.
Fortunately.
Hopefully these will be good. They look like it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. And we'll see. He's, I don't know how many of the main story trilogy that J.J. Abrams is going to do, but I'm sure they'll be fine. And the Star Wars universe ones, the extended universe stuff that's going to happen, those will be directed by other people. So we'll see how those turn out.
Okay, cool.
Yep. All right,
All right.
Weekly Whatchas.
Yep.
Is it that time?
It is that time.
All right, Erin, what you listening to?
That's going to be a short list this week, folks, because Fallout. But
Yeah.
there's been a lot of shuffle all, and I've also been on a little bit of an Elvis tear this week, strangely enough.
Interesting.
So that's kind of what's been going on in my life.
Okay.
In fact, I have Kentucky Rain playing on a loop in my head as we speak, just so you know. And how about you, sir?
Oh, my poor tattoo.
Oh.
A couple episodes of Gamer Tag Radio
Mhm.
and an episode of Fat Man on Batman,
Nice.
where Kevin Smith was drooling all over Flash, the TV series.
Okay.
And then Hollywood Babylon and
Nice.
Hardcore History.
Cool. Those are good ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Sweet.
Yep. All right, what you watching?
Again, not a terribly long list there. I'm caught up on American Horror Story, which I'm liking a lot this season.
Yeah, this got to be one of my favorite seasons. I'm not up to date on it.
Okay, yeah, we won't talk about it much because
Oh, it doesn't matter.
But it's I think I mentioned this maybe in a past podcast, but as much as I like this series, Will and I got about halfway through Freak Show and apparently stopped caring.
Yeah,
because we haven't finished that season yet.
Yeah, Freak Show fell off for me.
I think it was around the time they killed off Twisty the Clown.
Yeah.
It was an episode or two after that we just kind of went, eh. And I just realized during this season helped me realize another reason I kind of walked away from last season. Evan Peters is so different this season.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I am so happy that he's been able to kind of flex his acting muscles in a different direction this season as the H.H. Holmes inspired master of the hotel. And he
kind of remind you of Howard Stark.
Yes.
Like the young Howard Stark.
Yeah. He absolutely does. And but all these other seasons, I was going to say maybe with an exception of the first one, but you can even make an argument for the first one. He tends to play the beautiful, wounded soul.
Yeah.
The kind of maybe or screw up with a heart of gold, however you want to phrase it.
Sure.
That something horrible always happens to at the end of the season. Nothing good has ever happened to him, no matter how hard he tries. And I think that was something you could say that they were heading that way with Freak Show too. And I always like his characters so much that I just didn't. And Jimmy was one of my favorites. I just didn't want to see bad shit happen. I couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah, you may not want to finish Freak Show.
I already know what happened to him at the end of Freak Show. So Sarah was like, yeah, this is what happened. And I went, see, this is why I didn't need to see that. I was right. I was absolutely right in walking away from that.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that he's a jerk this season. I couldn't say what I wanted to say there. Somebody that you don't like and don't sympathize with, he's normally the eye candy for me during the show too. But, I can deal without that to see him do something as awesome as he's done, because there's no way you can be attracted to the character that he's playing this season, and if you are, go see a therapist.
You may have something else going
on in your life and your head. So that's that this season helped me realize, I think, another reason that I walked away from last season, but I'm enjoying what they're doing with it so far. And I like Liz Taylor a lot too.
Yeah. Lady Gaga is killing it.
Yes, she is.
She's doing really well. Sarah Paulson also
Yes.
really good.
And again, Evan Peters is something totally different, is knocking it out of the ballpark, and they're look like they're enjoying themselves this season.
Yeah, just really good.
Yes. I'm caught up on Doctor
Not for
Who.
the faint of heart.
No. Yeah, there's definitely been some stuff that even as someone that's used to American Horror Story made us go, whoa, hey, that just happened. Oh, God. Well, okay.
Yep.
Need to watch some kitten videos now.
Just balance myself out.
Heading to YouTube. Yeah, anyway, Doctor Who, caught up there.
Cool.
And also a friend of mine introduced me to a webcast, a little thing, whatnot, called Wine About It. It's basically just a guy that gets drunk at his cubicle and bitches about things, and it's fairly entertaining. So been getting caught up on that. How about you, sir?
Heroes, whatever the new one is.
Revisit, Reborn, Revitalized, something. Reborn.
I think Reborn. And it's mostly disappointing. Fargo, it's great.
It looks good.
It's really, really good. This season it's particularly good. Walking Dead, probably my favorite season of this recently, of recent years.
I have to say real quick,
yeah.
I don't normally watch The Walking Dead, but I was staying with friends in Chicago who are big Walking Dead fans, and so I was there to watch their reaction when Glenn fell off of the dumpster. And that's the great thing about being kind of detached from a show, but watching it with some people that are big, huge fans. They're as entertaining to watch as the show is.
Yeah.
And when he was pulled off, plus they're very demonstrative.
Yeah.
I tend to not be so much a lot of times when I'm watching a TV show, but they're they react out loud a lot.
Right.
So that was interesting.
Yeah, my reaction was like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yep.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, there are lots of theories on the internet about what actually happened there.
Have they not settled that yet, or
no? They haven't.
Interesting.
Like the next episode was a flashback single character episode.
Okay.
Of Morgan, the guy with the stick.
Yeah. Okay.
What? Lenny James? Lenny. What is that
actor's
name?
I don't remember.
Yeah, British actor.
Yeah.
He's
good. I've seen him in a lot of
good.
stuff. He's very good.
And then the one after that really dealt with more stuff back in the town.
Okay.
And like what was going on there, and that they were worried about the people that were still out in the wilderness. It has not been addressed.
Nice. That's the writers are just going, you're going to drag this out.
Yeah. So 2 episodes have gone by without it being addressed.
Interesting. Yeah, I have to say, after watching a couple of Walking Dead episodes, because the ones that I saw were the ones where Carol shows us what a badass she is, then the one where afterwards where Glenn, Rick's hand is, I was going, does he need to worry about that? And then Glenn and the whole thing, I was going, wow, so okay, they're not pulling punches this season apparently. I'm not real caught up on this, but it seems like they're not pulling punches. As I have to say, as somebody that's not caught up on the story, I was watching this and going, Rick and his crew would have every right at this point to look at everybody in, what's the name of this town? It's something very literal. I'm wanting to say Sanctuary, but I think that's because I've been playing Fallout.
Right.
It's
and that's why what my mind keeps saying.
It's actually
it's not
community. Is that it?
No,
it's something very literal.
Yeah.
For what it is. And I was just watching this going, do you think at some point Rick is going to look around and going, well, my crew is getting picked off that has survived all this crap for years, is getting picked off one by one, dealing with your useless butts. We're leaving. You guys can stand and fall on your own.
Screw you guys.
We're going home.
Wherever that may be.
Wherever that may be, but it's probably safer than here because you're not there.
Right.
'Cause it seems
Yeah,
like they're getting
seriously.
pulled apart little by little
Yeah.
because they're surrounded by people that have somehow managed to live this long while being totally useless.
Right. Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
my
that's-
just my
that's-
take.
Yeah, that's
You're in a zombie apocalypse. Learn how to deal with it.
it's funny. All right, moving on from there. Supergirl.
Okay.
Terrible.
Awful.
It's so bad. I'm pretty sure I'm out. Not 100%, but I'm
Okay.
pretty sure I'm out.
All right.
It's just bad.
That's too bad.
Yeah. And Last Man on Earth, which I like. It's Will Forte from
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live
Mm-hmm.
and January Jones.
Yep.
And some other people. But Will Ferrell had a brief moment on there.
Yeah, I saw that he had a cameo or so. How was that?
Yeah. It was fine. He wasn't really in the show.
Okay. Interesting.
So, but that one's kind of funny. And Homeland, which is just still great. Homeland's always great.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
Yeah. It's like 24, but much better. So much better. Yeah. But that's about it.
Yep.
Hey, Erin, what you playing?
Oddly enough, Fallout.
Oh,
How about you, Geoff?
playing a little bit of
A
Fallout.
little bit of Fallout?
A little bit
Nice.
of Fallout.
Just a touch. Okay, what do you think, honestly?
It's great. And I've continued my tradition of not running into any bugs with the game.
You're
and
a
you've
jerk.
continued your tradition,
my
of
tradition
finding
bugs that nobody's heard of. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a true story.
That video that Sam put in our group me
Mhm.
where like Fallout bugs, I'm like, man, I miss out on so much cool stuff because my game just works for whatever reason. It's the same game as everybody else has.
Mhm.
For whatever reason, I don't
You
have
don't run into this stuff.
glitches with it.
I don't remember. Did they mention a glitch in that list where you try to pull up your weapon or look at your Pip-Boy and it's invisible?
What?
Because that was the first glitch I ran into.
Erin, what do you do to your game?
I don't know. I love them so much, and Bethesda
I-
doesn't love me back. Yeah,
No,
it was.
I have
Will
never
was
heard of
sitting.
such
Will
a
was
thing.
sitting in his chair, and I was. It was the first time I'd really been able to play because I'd been letting him do most of it,
Sure.
and because he had a rare off day, and he played for 5 hours straight, basically. And then
Yeah.
I finally got my chance. I got to Concord and went like this, and I pulled up my thing, and I was like, no, I think I'm hitting the right button. Where's my Pip-Boy? And so I switched over and raised my weapon up, and there was nothing there. It showed that I was equipped. I was holding it. There was nothing. And Will was just, I looked over to the side, and Will was just going, and he looked at me, and then he looked back at the screen, and he said, how do you effing do it?
Yeah, you break the game. Yeah.
So I had to fortunately it resolved itself because I just saved my game and reloaded, and my stuff was back. But I found an invisible equipment glitch that I'd never heard of before, and apparently not a lot of other people have either. I also found out that death claws can pimp slap you right out of your power armor.
I wasn't aware that could happen.
I don't think it's supposed to be able to, honestly. But so I don't know if that's something that can actually happen or if that's another glitch that I found. And that is literally what happened. Will about what himself.
Wow. Whee!
Yeah, because it just came back, let go, and my character went flying right out of the back.
Okay. And can we say right that the guys at Bethesda are a bunch of jerks by running you into a death claw so early in the game? Like so early in the game.
I mean, and it looked awesome. That clip was awesome.
Yeah.
When you were watching it during all the previews, when we were salivating over them before the game came out. But when I started realizing, I had the same reaction, how soon you were going to have to deal with that.
Yeah, I was level 3 or level 4.
Yeah, I was level 3 when
Yeah.
Now, fortunately, it turned out to not be as big a deal as I thought it was going to be, but still,
I got killed like 7 or 8 times.
I got killed twice, like I said, because the second time I didn't know what I was doing, and then there was the aforementioned issue with being slapped out of my power armor.
You know how I beat the Deathclaw?
How?
By hiding in a storefront behind a counter while my poor dog was out there nipping at its heels.
That sounds about right. I had to wedge myself into an alley.
Shooting over the counter.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I wedged myself into an alley and shot at it and that it couldn't fit itself into. Again, while my dog is back there going, "Oh, you're an ass."
Yeah. Man, what a little trooper.
Yes. Dog meat is amazing. I haven't found any other real companions yet. Oh, except for what's his name? The Minutemen.
Yeah. Garvey.
Holy crap, that guy dives in front of your gun a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dog meat knows how to stay beside you.
I haven't actually taken him out on like as a companion.
Just to warn you, he's a big fan of running in front of your gun. Just so you know.
I did run around with the guy from Brotherhood of Steel for a while.
Okay. I haven't run around with him.
That was about it.
All
yeah,
right.
Garvey was in my Fallout Shelter game also.
Yeah.
He was one of the people I got pretty early on.
Yeah, me too. Before I realized
he's
I
great.
didn't care.
In Fallout Shelter?
Yeah. Well, he's meant to be sent out in the world in Fallout Shelter, and kick ass, take names, and then come back with stuff.
Yeah.
In the games, however, he's a good companion to have with you, but he does run in front of your gun quite a bit. Just so you know.
He does not respect your
he does not respect your authority with the with the weapons there, or respect physics as to what happens when you run in front of a firing weapon.
Yeah. So you've now that you've played a little bit, you found the same thing I do, that Fallout 4 will kill you a lot.
Yes, it kills you a great deal. And I've seen some people online that have played all of the games saying that the only one that was as hard as this one was the first one.
Oh, really? The
old
PC
the
game?
old PC, very old, the OG Fallout.
Yeah.
Was that they're about match difficulty wise. So this is apparently kind of a new thing in the series. Or not so new, but getting back to basics.
Yeah. But it's been fun. You know, I've definitely put more time into it than I have in any other games. I don't have a whole lot of time to play games.
Mm-hmm.
But I've kind of found time. Like I'll play after work.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I'm not very far in, but I am like level 8 or 9 now.
Okay, yeah. So you're probably close to where I am because I'm not very far either.
Yeah.
Plus, I also ran into a glitch where I couldn't get out of my power armor for a while. And
what?
Yeah.
Aaron, stop breaking the game. You know, the only trouble I've had with the game at all wasn't even the game. It was my streaming because, like one of the girls was up using the TV upstairs. And it was very smart of me to hook the Roku box up the week before Fallout came out so that they can watch Hulu Plus or Netflix or whatever, or Plex through the Roku box. And then I can have the Xbox on, and then I can either play on my laptop or on my PC.
Nice.
You know, because I'm streaming it out to Windows 10 PC. So that's been kind of cool.
Nice.
But the one glitch I had with Fallout is that I'd be able to navigate the whole menu, but if I clicked into Fallout, I couldn't navigate the Fallout menu, so I couldn't load my game.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. So, but other than that, you know, I haven't had any problems with the game itself. It's been pretty great.
And it's gorgeous. Will and I were saying that the color palette is actually really nice in this one because, understandably, this is not a criticism of the last couple games. They're very monotone. I mean, you're in a blasted wasteland. It makes sense, but they went out of their way, I think, in this game to make it still look realistic as a post, nuclear apocalyptic wasteland. But you have a more varied color palette in this one
for sure.
There's more depth. There's more tone.
Northeast.
Yeah.
So a little bit change of scenery
Yes.
instead of being in Nevada or California desert.
Right, which is for the not a criticism for the Mojave. I have relatives that live in the Mojave. I know what it looks like now. I can't imagine what it would look like after nuclear blasts. According to the game, not that different actually. So it's not a criticism at all. It's just a fun difference in this game that I'm quite enjoying.
Good.
How about you? Just
That's pretty much it for me.
Mm.
I started like I met up with the Brotherhood of Steel guys. I have not joined. I did not drink any of the Kool-Aid that they offered me.
Nor did I.
But really just Minutemen stuff.
Yeah.
And saving the villagers.
Yeah, and
The
things
stuff about Covenant. Have you been to Covenant?
No. Evil chuckle. That ought to be interesting.
Yeah, it's just a little town. There's a mystery to be solved.
Nice.
So
I will look forward to that.
yes.
Yeah, it's been fun, and because it's a different game. There's still enough of a familiar flavor to it to where fans of the game can enjoy it, but they did change some fun things.
Yeah.
So I'm quite enjoying it.
Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
All right.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, we got to go play some more Fallout, guys. I'm sure you do too.
So, and if you're not playing Fallout, you should be playing Fallout.
You really should.
Even if you're not a huge fan of like action games, there's enough other stuff to do in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And with the VAT system, it's not, you can, if you play that way, then it's really not even all that much action. It's
I mean, I think there's something there for everybody. So
first-person adventure game would be
a good way to put it, with usually pretty good storylines as well and characters.
And one thing I really love about Fallout that Bethesda does with Fallout is that you find stories.
Absolutely, we talked about that last week. How much depth they put to their stories and their characters is amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, you can just be, rolling across the wasteland, and then find like skeletons and stuff, but you can see a story.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
You can see what happened. Just kind of tell I don't even know of a good example to say, but
you drop into a drainage ditch and find somebody that clearly tried to hide from the fallout in there, and when they turned on their radio to SOS, it didn't work. You find a skeleton with a gun in their hand still, and their SOS still playing.
Yeah,
there's a lot of little details like that of, that's clearly what happened to this person after the Holocaust.
It's something that someone else may never see.
Yes,
because it's a huge, expansive area that you're in, and it just they just put little things like that out there where you can kind of tell what happened with people, even though there's not anyone there to talk to.
So it's the wonderful details that they put into it that hopefully I'll find some more of in this game.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. We will see you soon. We're going to go to what? Sweet Tomato?
Yes.
We're going to go have soup and salad.
We are.
Okay.
I know you're jealous.
Yep. So
Bye.
jealous. Bye.